Today, I want to tell you a story about a boy named Jaden. Jaden was a kind, smart, and gentle boy, but school wasn't always easy for him. You see, there was a boy at his school named Max. Max was bigger, louder, and he loved to tease others, especially Jaden. Every morning, Max would stand by the school gate with a big mean smirk on his face. Hey, Tiny, scared again. Max would shout as Jaden passed by. Jaden didn't say a word, he just lowered his head and quietly walked away, wishing someone would help him. That afternoon, Jaden sat alone on his grandma's porch, feeling sad and small. His grandma noticed the look on his face. Why the long face, Jaden? She asked kindly. Jaden sighed. Max won't stop bullying me, Grandma. He is bigger than me. I can't do anything about it. Grandma Grace smiled gently and reached for her old Bible. Oh, Jaden, she said, do you remember the story of David and Goliath? Jaden shook his head. No, Grandma. Who are they? Grandma Grace opened the Bible and began to tell him a story from long, long ago. A boy named David lived in a land called Israel. One day, his people were facing a terrible problem. There was a giant named Goliath, taller and stronger than any man they had ever seen. Goliath stood in front of the army, shouting and laughing. Who will fight me? He roared. But no one was brave enough, except for David. David wasn't a soldier, he was just a shepherd boy. But David believed that God was with him. I come against you in the name of the Lord, David declared. He picked up a sling, chose 5 smooth stones from a stream, and stood before the giant. Swinging his sling around and around, David let a stone fly and thwack! The stone hit Goliath right on the forehead. The giant stumbled, wobbled, and crashed to the ground with a heavy thud. David had done it. Not because he was the strongest, not because he was the tallest, but because he believed God was with him. When Grandma Grace finished the story, she smiled at Jaden. Remember, my boy, she said, with God by your side, no giant is too big. The next morning, Jaden woke up feeling braver than before as he walked to school. He remembered David's courage. There was Max, standing at the gate as usual. Hey, Tiny, back for more? Max teased. But this time, Jaden took a deep breath and looked him in the eye. Stop it, Max. You don't get to treat people like this anymore. Max's eyes widened in surprise. Before he could say a word, the teacher walked over. Is everything all right there? The teacher asked. Max quickly turned and left. Jaden smiled to himself. He had done it. He had stood tall, not because he was the biggest, but because he was brave and he remembered that God was with him. And so, my little friends, just like David, you don't have to be the biggest or the strongest to face your giants. With courage, faith, and God on your side, you can stand up for what is right too. Now, let's remember our memory verse for today. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6.